You really were the first one to incorporate drum set and percussion. So you have this clave, you have this feel, you have this dance. You really were incredibly inventive to have this drum set and then add percussion, where now you're playing with one drumstick in your hand. This independence, where did that come from?
Well, it came by listening to both countries. I would go and listen to Buddy at the Paramount Theater. In those days, it was like, man, 39 cents to go in and watch 4 shows. Then they raised it to 79 cents. And
those are called good old days.
Yeah. I lived on 49th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue, which was a block away from Broadway. And I would always hang out between 42nd and 50th, the Strand, the old Palace Theater. There were always bands, Louis Prima, Buddy Rich here, Louis Belson's band, Duke Ellington, Count Basie. The brass rail outside, you could watch great drummers free.
Yeah.
So that was the musicians' era.
So your
area and era.
Yeah, your influence of like Belson and Buddy and these guys, you were able to take this drum set, high efficiency of technique, and then add the feel, and you really kind of combine that balance of having chops and being able to play, but yet your feel was always prime and foremost to the music.
Well, I think one thing is you could have 100 drum books, like I have all yours. That doesn't mean I'm going to study them to a T and go from page 1 to page 127 and learn everything that's there. I look at them and I pick. This looks good. This was nice. Boom, turn the page, go through 5 of them. But there's one thing books cannot teach. Is feel.
Right.
I don't care what. I asked Tony Williams one time, what happened when you did that thing with Miles at the beginning when he was young, and they start here and they end here, right?
Yeah.
But he said to me, but we all ended together, because wow, and you keep going, but there's a feel.
Yeah.
You cannot learn the feel of different countries, and all countries have their feel, and they're different. They play one way in Brazil, they play one way in Venezuela, Cuba, Puerto Rico. There's that feel. I don't know what it has to do, maybe with black beans and rice and the food, or mojito or something like that. Mexico, all the Latin American countries, we all have our folklores.
Yeah.
And in a way they're different. They have their own traditional things, bomba, plena in Puerto Rico, se chorreao. So they have ways of playing it. So I always said, and I said it to my sons, even if you're not 100% great player at that, at least be 90.
Yeah.
Try to be an all-around. Learn how to play a show. Learn how to play the shuffle. Listen to the Italians play the shuffle. There's a feeling right there.
Absolutely.
You're not going ta 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 ta. There's a thing when you guys play the tarantella.
Yeah.
That's what you have to have.
Yeah.
Thomas Pridgeon.
Yeah.
Okay, great drummer, fabulous great drummer today. One of the top drummers in the business.
Yeah.
10 years old. His grandmother brought me to, Walfredo, I want you to teach him. Oh, okay. He was like that.
Yeah.
He came to my house. He goes in the studio, and I keep talking to the grandmother, and all of a sudden I hear, Jesus, who's this? That is Chambers? So I went in the studio. There was little Tommy. He was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So what am I gonna do? Change the way he plays? Change the stick? Tell him, no, the wrist is wrong. I just said, Tommy, play.
Yeah.
So I got him records. We went into, in those days, Gonzalo Rubalcaba, Horacio Hernandez, we were still in Cuba.
Sure.
And I would play tunes for him, Cuban music. And he would listen, like, hey, Wilfredo, yeah, that's good. Can I play that? And I said, play it. And he would sit on the drums and play it, That's good. That's good.
Yeah. He hears it so differently. Yeah.
So I didn't teach him. I guided him. I didn't want him to play the wrong things.
Yeah. But coaching is another valuable part of what teaching is about.
Right.
It's about coaching them in a direction as opposed to giving them the specifics about technique or
It's like football.
Absolutely, like a coach on the sidelines, you're moving them along. Which what you did with Thomas was phenomenal. Tell me about your boys now. I mean, I was just with Walfredo.
Walfredo Jr. is traveling with the Chicago band.
Yeah, he's doing
for I think he's been with them almost 2 years, and Daniel is with Zach Brown.
Yeah.
Doing fine. He's very happy playing percussion with Zach Brown.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The experiment of basic country music.
Yeah, sure.
But trying to go around with Latin percussion and where to put it.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you're going to go and play with a great drummer like they have. Zach is a great drummer. And all of a sudden create an atmosphere of mix. And, I can't play with him, he can play with me.
Yeah.
Now you are the percussionist, he's the bottom guy.
Yeah.
What do you do there?
What can you layer on top of that?
So that thing, not play too much. Sometimes the less you play, the better. I've had situations where I had congas, timbales, timpanis, this and that, and I ended up playing the cabasa, or playing 2 and 4, the tambourine all night, and I got paid the same.
You got paid the same. I've heard you play in many situations with small groups, with large groups, with orchestras, with Wayne Newton. You always impressed me that you always knew exactly what to play, that in that space or that was needed, you had the right sound, in the feel of the tune, you came up with the right feel, so I mean, all of the experience that you have, you just totally naturally know what to put where and when, which is magic, absolutely magic.
Well, Dom, I didn't invent this. I got this from players like yourself. I watch you play and see what you do and see what I can take from you. I go to Louis Belson. Buddy, what can I take from Buddy? Not too much. Buddy, I watch Buddy. Wow. Okay. Watch God. Watch the other guy. I watch everybody. I watch the kids play. To me, everybody that picks up a drum or something has something here that was given to us by the Lord. Yeah. It's a gift. It's a gift. He's the teacher. We're the students. Yeah. We're only doing what he tells us to do. So you try to do the best you can.
You've always done the best you can. In closing, what would you say to the next generation? Now imagine with technology the way it is, they will be watching this and experiencing this for decades long when we're both not here. The message that you have, that you've experienced, that you created, you totally invented yourself, and you've continued for all these years to reinvent yourself. The new book you have out, it is just great stuff. So what would you say to that next generation and the next generation after that, the future generation? What would you say to them that could give them some understanding of what they could do to achieve what you've done?
To the generations, which I have a lot. I got like 27 grandkids and everything, It's very important to study, very important to stay in school, very important. There are good bands in schools. I would say also the schools, education department or whatever it is, should have more musical programs, more bands, more jazz bands. Teach jazz, which is our natural thing, where jazz came from. Chico Farrell, Cuban, once told me, and quote, he said, every country has its own jazz. And if you analyze the word, yes, jazz is a word that, American jazz, but we could play jazz in Venezuela and it could be different because we're thinking of our rhythms, but that's jazz.
Cuban jazz, great.
Cuban jazz. Puerto Rican jazz, we're all making that in the 40s and 50s. Yeah. So the young generation, I was in Cuba in March, and the schools there, if you want to play maracas, you have to learn at least 8 years of piano. And composition, harmony, solfeggio, you name it. You could find a guy playing alto today, and he'll grab checkere, and he'll play the checkere.
Yeah.
He knows what the rhythms are. He knows what the bata is. Not like, well, I'm a trumpet player, he's the drummer. You know, a lot of times we were badly treated
Absolutely.
by other musicians.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, I remember Al Pacino, who used to play a lot of shows when I was at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. You were playing the drums, but yet you felt that he was like, bop, bop, bit, bop, 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 and you went, yeah. You heard that lead trumpet, which there are many Rick Baptists here in LA, great players. So it's all a mix. But to the young generation, learn piano, and try to learn as much as you can, because in the future you're not only going to play drums, you're going to write tunes.
Yeah.
You want to write tunes. Yeah, those are the ones that make the money, a lot of money.
Composition.
You'll always be the drummer, but the guy that writes the tune and does the arrangements, he gets a fat check. So you know, you want to change your instrument. You want to later on. Well, I'm not going to play drums. I'm going to play bass. I'm going to play guitar. That's one thing I advise. And education in school is a must. It's a must to have at least the same thing they do for basketball and sports, which I love and all that, but do it for music. Where I live in Concord, we have the best marching band in the world, the Concord Blue Devils.
Yeah.
And you're going to see that band, you know, and they don't get the propaganda that they should.
Yeah.
People should be seeing those kids and trying to elevate, you know, that teaching. Right here, we saw a lot of bands at the beginning. And then after that, you know, if you have the money, visit countries, visit all the countries in the world if you can, but take a tour and listen to the music they play. You want to learn how to play Brazilian music? Go to Brazil.
Absolutely.
You want to Bulgaria,
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia, the music in other countries, so you could take all that and become a sponge, and then create your own feel, your own thing. And, you know, love music, love everything, ballet, opera, go see the symphony. You know, all the symphonies should bring that to schools.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
That's for me my advice. Thank you, Dom.
It's profound at many different levels.
I hear you, because I wish I had those legs, those feet.
It's always great to listen to you. I always am like a fly on the wall when you're talking to me. I listen, I learn. Thank you so much. On behalf of the sessions, it's an honor to have you a part of the Legend series. Thank you so much. And the message is crystal clear. We thank you so much. We'll see you around someday.
Honor for me being here with Sessions and Dominic.
Thanks so much. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.